Hi, I'm Scott Sorrell. He's Clay Zimmerman, and we're here with the final installment of our student showcase with a very special guest, Jair Parales-Giron. Welcome back. This is your fourth time being spotlighted here. Before I jump into your research, what I'd like to do is to give your advisor an opportunity to brag on you just a little bit. So, Adam, if you wouldn't mind, would you introduce your student here and tell us what makes him special?
Well, yeah, thank you, Scott. I mean, Jair's been with me for 4 years, and I think you still say his name better than I do. So, I think the fact that you've had him here 4 years in a row says pretty much what I feel about him as well. I mean, he's done a huge amount of work in our lab, moved the area forward in fatty acids, been able to work with and collaborate with the Contreras lab a lot, and tie a lot of things together. He's a great person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gonna miss him when he leaves.
Yeah.
I will miss you guys
Yeah.
as well, for sure.
I'm gonna get emotional here in a minute. So, yeah. But no, he's especially the study we're gonna talk about today. That's all him. I said, you design the study you want, and I'll get the funding, and he's been doing a lot of interaction studies, if you guys seen. So this is all him, and it's it's his best study as well.
Yeah. Well, great segue. Jair, why don't you just go ahead and then tell us about the research? What was the hypothesis and protocol?
Because we've been working with fatty acid supplementation, my dissertation is focused on checking like interactions between other dietary nutrients or feed ingredients with fatty acid supplementation. The only one that I was missing for having like the whole picture was checking different metabolizable protein levels and dietary inclusion of fatty acids. So in this study, we checked like 2 levels of MP, low and high MP, and 3 levels of fatty acid supplementation, 0, 1, and 2%. And we were looking for trying to catch any interactions and try to see what there could happen when we were feeding both or using both strategies.
All right. What were some of the key results that you found?
I mean, we have a lot of good results, but I think that the most important thing is like when you are using a high MP diet plus the highest fatty acid inclusion, those cows were producing 9 kilograms of energy corrected milk extra compared to the cows that were in the lower end diet, low MP and 0 fatty acid inclusion level.
And was that expected? I mean, that's a big difference.
We were expecting some good results, but we were a little bit shocked when we saw that result, because I mean, yes, we can see and we have seen that both interventions could have like a good result when using independently, but even when we didn't observe the interaction, that additive effect was like amazing.
How long were the treatments applied?
So we start feeding the treatments right after calving, and we fed those until 22 days in milk. After that, we stopped feeding the treatments, and the most important part as well is that we were still seeing results in the carryover period, and those cows were producing around 4 kilograms more of energy corrected milk, the cows in the higher end diet compared to the cows in the lower end diet. So it's a strategy that works, but even when you stop using or feeding those, you can see the results, the residual effects.
What was the amino acid composition of the MP?
We use like blood meal to increase like the metabolizable protein, and we use like rumen protected methionine and lysine to increase the MP level of those diets. So the low MP mix had heat treated soybeans and the distiller DDGS, and we replace those by the blood meal and the rumen protected amino acids, and we balance a little bit more using soybean meal.
And what was the fatty acid profile of what you
The
were
fatty acid
supplementing?
profile, yes, I was missing that one. So it's like our probably star fatty acid mix that we have like a 60% palmitic and 30% oleic acid.
And that was fed as the calcium salt at 1 or
Yeah,
2%
a
of
calcium
diet,
cell
yeah.
0, 1, and 2%. So at the end, we had like 6 different treatments.
So the unique thing here that Jair did was, there's been a couple studies like Bill Weiss, Tom Overton, and the Cornell group have both looked at, higher MP diets during that transition and seen good results. We've obviously seen some good results of different fatty acid blends, but, tying them together now and
Yeah,
the effects are additive.
Right.
yeah. I think using both strategies are it's amazing the results that we got using both.
Yeah. So what were the main effects that you saw?
The main effects, fatty acid supplementation, like increasing like the regular stuff like milk fat yield, of course increasing milk fat content, but MP increase milk yield and increase milk protein yield as well. So, but when you are putting those together, of course the energy corrected milk results are gonna be following like a similar pattern.
Yeah, but I think one of the big things from that was increasing MP had as big effect on milk fat than it did on milk protein. It increased both. And actually, in that window, the higher MP increased milk fat more than the fat supplement.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that actually Dr. Van Amber was talking about that like 2 days ago in the symposium, showing how some amino acids could impact data, lysine, and also because if we have like a blood meal, we can have like the branch amino acids that are coming from the blood as well, having some direct effect of an mTOR pathway. mTOR pathway could lead to higher like fat synthesis, but also lysine and methionine acting like in gene expression, increasing some also transcription factors that are related to milk fat synthesis. So I mean the effects that we saw with MP, those were really good as well.
So one of the ways I've been trying to think about this lately is, additional amino acids, additional fatty acids to the diet are somewhat expensive. Get good return to them, but what else can we do to the diet to get a better return to them? So you could argue, if I'm putting in additional amino acids, maybe I put in some additional specific supplemental fatty acids, and you're getting the return from both, and overall driving even more milk components, which, the marginal, then we should be getting a better return to both of them.
Yes, for sure. I mean, also something that we saw in our studies, like we observed like a two-way interaction in dry matter intake, and it was really interesting seeing that in the high MP diet, fatty acid supplementation increased dry matter intake as well. So, but on the other one, in the low MP diet, was the opposite. We observed like a quadratic effect in both, in the low MP going down, but in the high MP going up. So trying to tie that with the thing that Dr. Locke said is like, okay, in the high MP, the cows and fat supplemented diets, those cows were milking more and they had to eat more to reach like their requirements. So it's really important that we need to keep challenging those cows. I mean, if we are gonna feed them the right amount, and if we are gonna reach the requirements, for sure they are gonna start milking more, because the recommendation is like 2,700 grams of metabolizable protein. The low MP cows were eating around 2,300, so they were kind of limited, but the ones in the high MP, they were eating like 26, around 26, 2,700. So yes, if we are delivering the right nutrients to the mammary gland, for sure we are going to see the results, even if you could argue, okay, prices and such. I mean, we did like a small economic analysis for the last tri-state, checking how much the intervention could cost, but we got like a income over feed cost of $212 per cow across the whole study. So if you put those numbers in a 1,000 cows hair, you will see that it's going to be paid.
Yeah. Jair, as we get ready to kind of close out here, what are some of the biggest unanswered questions and what kind of future research do you have planned?
I mean, there are still a lot of, I mean, we need to keep researching during the transition period, and there are some interventions that we haven't done in the dry period. I mean, that's something that we need to keep exploring. I know that right now high oleic soybeans are like a hot topic. I think that there is going to be potential to feed those. Actually, we are doing some studies with high oleic soybeans, checking the effect of those in the pre and postpartum and peak period. I think there's still potential to check some other things there. I mean, choline, checking other kind of interactions with fatty acid supplementation. I mean, we demonstrate that we don't need to be afraid of feeding fat during the transition period. We still need to see what other tweaks in our diets we can make, not only to get the interaction, but also, again, additive effects are still valid for the producer.
I think another one would be good to follow up this is when we put these on the carryover diet, it was a pretty dull diet. We didn't do much with it. We wanted, but what would have happened if we'd kept that higher MP, a higher fat level in those, fatty acids levels in those? Would they have taken off again, like we've seen before with our 60-30 blend in a peak cow? That's another follow up, I think.
Yeah. I think that cows are there for being challenged, and we as a nutritionist, we need to keep challenging them because we haven't reached the plateau yet. So there is still potential to keep improving the meal responses.
Dr. Locke said he's going to miss you. What are your future plans?
I am looking like to get to the industry. I like research, but also I like doing nutrition at a farm level. So because I like talking to people and visiting people and interacting with them. Also because that could be a good experience for me to make me a better nutritionist, knowing different experiences at different places. So those are the kind of things that I would like to do after graduation.
Okay, and when is graduation?
Everybody
Everybody always looks at the advisor.
No, I mean, he's been really good.
Yeah.
He's been really good about that. It's been, it's in video, so you can show me that video later. No, I mean, we are planning to have everything done by November. So also I am really excited because we are going to have new facilities at MSU. So I try to push my finish time just to see the new facilities and try to see how
I suggested he could be the first study run there, but he said
I will help with the transition, but I won't be completely in charge of the study.
Yeah. Well, Jair, we're going to miss you as well. This is your fourth time here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get a fifth, but if so, we'd be glad to have you back.
I hope so. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I mean, it's been a great experience, and it's nice seeing that the research that we are doing at Lock Lab, it's been seen by the people who cares, producers, researchers, and colleagues, and you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, you're very, very welcome, and you got a bright future ahead of you. So, yeah, absolutely. Adam, you've this is like your third time this week. You could almost be the host.
I've done a few of them now. I think I've probably got the patter down reasonably well.
Do you want to try to close this out?
I'll try. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So to our loyal listeners, thank you for joining us today. We hope you've learned something. I hope you had some fun. I've certainly had some fun, and we hope to see you next time here at the Real Science Exchange with Scott, probably not with me. And here at the Real Science Exchange, it's always happy hour, and you're always among friends.